Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Judy, and we're going to be talking about something kind of hot and heavy today. A little bit over my head as far as the actual way to explain it scientifically. So I'm actually going to be reading some of this today, and I don't typically do that. I usually just sit and chat, but I know that scientifically, again, I could probably say it wrong. So I don't want to do that because I'm trying to sort of move along with all these ideas I have. Before that gets started, though, because we're going to be talking about quantum physics, one of my favorite subjects. Before we get started, if you think you might be interested in something like that, and maybe you'll be interested, but you don't know it yet, so you might want to hang on for a couple minutes. Hit that subscribe button, though, for me, and the little notification bell. I really appreciate that. And I guess what I should probably start with is the fact that I've been interested in quantum physics for a really long time. My kids will tell you, I used to tell them the dinosaurs are right here at the same time as we are. And they'd go, the dinosaurs aren't here. What are you talking about? Well, you know, it's a theory. Anyway, but it's a scientific theory. Physicists and other scientists have worked very hard on quantum theory and quantum mechanics. So it's interesting that they also now, but they have for a very long time, recognized the thread that runs through each of us. I called it spirit in one of my other videos, or maybe more than one. It could also be referred to as a type of consciousness. That's a more New Agey kind of way to say it, if New Age is even a thing anymore. But anyway, to me, quantum physics explains everything about God, about soul, about all of us. And so the book that I read originally, because it was written supposedly so that people who knew nothing much about science could still understand it, and it was a very good book. It was written by a guy named Tom Crum, and I know that there was another scientist on there with him, and I really don't even remember who it was. But there's a scientist in Tom Crum, a physicist or something, in Tom Crum, who wrote this book called Dancing with the Woolly Masters. It's very good at explaining in almost always layman terms what quantum physics really is all about. But like I said, I actually am going to read it because I just picked out a few things that I think are applicable to what I'm talking about. There were thousands of articles online about quantum physics as they relate to spirituality, for instance. Lots of YouTube videos, and in fact, I found one that I thought might be interesting to people who want to keep learning about this a little bit more. There's a lot of really good videos. Some of them weren't very good quality, and some of them sort of went off in directions that weren't really about spirituality or about the connectedness we have. So I didn't choose those. And with quantum theory and quantum mechanics, just like any other science, there's lots of different realms within that study, you know. So I wanted to find something that really dealt with the way I believe and the things I think, and you know, and what I'm going to say here. So I will first let you know again, I'm going to try to hold it up here so I'm not looking down too much, but you all know I'm reading most of it, right? So let me explain what quantum physics is in the simplest of terms. Quantum physics is the study of matter and energy at the most fundamental level. It aims to uncover the properties and behaviors of the very building blocks of nature. Pretty cool. It does actually talk about the Big Bang in a couple of videos and a couple of articles, but I just didn't go there because the Big Bang is actually something I am going to refer to later on. I'm going to make a video about the Big Bang as it relates to soul. So I know you're excited about that, right? So the question is, how does quantum physics support spirituality? Okay. So according to Carl Jung, you may have heard of him, he's a very famous scientist. By spirituality, we mean a view of the world that accepts the mystical at the foundation of the cosmic order. See, I couldn't have said that really well, could I? In the same way, quantum physics is more than physics. It is a new form of mysticism which suggests the interconnectedness of all things and beings and the connection of our minds with a cosmic mind. Doesn't that sound like things I've said? It does. And I love that because it makes me feel like validated. Because these are really super smart scientists that have doctorates and PhDs, and they graduated from Harvard and all these wonderful places, and they're basically saying that quantum physics suggests interconnectedness of all things. That's true. But are living beings like you and I made of energy, or are we made of matter? And that's a good question. So thinking about that, the answer is that we are made of light particles. Light, L-I-G-H-T, as in light. Light particles or matter or energy. Which ones? Socrates, good old Socrates, you've heard of him, right? He was way ahead of his time. Socrates said that energy or soul, so he referred to soul as energy, is separate from matter, our bodies, and that the universe is made of energy. So if I said so many times, God is energy, God is love, and God is energy. And all that energy that connects us I called spirit, and the individual little energy, and I refer to them as blood cells in the body of God, but in reality, we might think of them as subatomic particles. And it's much smaller than blood cells, because there's so many millions and millions of us, billions. Newtonian physics, remember Newton? Newtonian physics has been the foundation of our basic sciences, which says that the whole universe is matter and nothing else. The working of our universe is like a machine. That's what Newton thought. Conversely, quantum physics nudges us to get a more profound understanding about the atom and its composition. It says that the atom is composed of nothing but an invisible force field which emits electrical energy. And we all know that electricity can be measured, but it is not solid matter. I think I said that in a video recently too, that we can't see electricity, but it exists. Many scientists adopt the belief that the universe is made of energy instead of matter. So instead of matter, they're saying that energy is the source. And honestly, I think matter probably is made up of energy. Oh, the next line, I'm so good. As science goes deeper and deeper into matter, it finds that matter is only energy. So everything is energy. Just what I said. I love being right. One of the most compelling and galvanizing implications of quantum theory is what it means for our relationships with one another. When we transcend our individualistic tendencies, we realize that we are indistinguishably linked to all living beings. See why I love this? It's right up my alley. It's exactly what I believe. Quantum physics validates this essential tenet of our faith. As in the Christian faith, the body of Christ. When one of us suffers, says Christ, when one of us suffers, we all suffer. When one of us experiences joy, we all experience joy. Doesn't that sound like things I've said? I just pulled this off the computer today, but maybe this is where I got some of my ideas. I don't even know, because I've been doing this really, really actively since 1997, and it's 2022. So it's been a little while, and I've got information from a lot of very personal places too, but being that quantum physics is something I've thought was pretty cool, I'm glad I found this all today. The smallest thing the smallest thing that's known to man is a subatomic particle. It's measured scientifically under lab conditions to be 10 centimeters taken to the minus 13th power, which I can't say that I would be able to do with math. But I can say that's really small. And so what I'm getting from these things, and these are just little blurbs from lots of different websites, but what I'm getting from that, what I relate to, is the idea first that God is everything, not just some guy up in the sky, but it is everything, and it is energy. And we are connected by that energy through, I call them threads. I think they have another word for it. I wish I could remember what it was now, but there's another word that scientists use, not thread, but it's kind of like a thread, you know. So I think we're connected by threads of energy, and we are individually energy, like subatomic particles. And energy creates everything. It creates matter. So, does that prove reincarnation? I don't know. Probably not. Does it prove that we are all one? We are all in this together? What we do affects everybody else? Scientifically, yeah, it does prove that. Isn't that interesting? So, I think when we start thinking of ourselves as individuals with our own individual goal, not our soul goal, but our human goal, you know, making a lot of money, going on a vacation, whatever. And then we start sometimes getting selfish or unkind. If we can recognize that scientifically we aren't in this alone, we aren't doing this alone at all. And in fact, we are very much doing it together. As humans, as soul, within the body of God, which is all energy of everything. I have to say, I was watching one video trying to decide which one I might share with you guys. If you're interested, you know, you can skip past it if you don't think you're interested, but this guy's pretty cool. He has a lot of, he's very reputable. There was something said by one of the scientists in one of the videos that talked about our universe being this, but there are other universes out there. Now, I honestly didn't really consider that there are other universes, and I know I must have known that, but in my theories, I always just thought of the universe as being one thing. And now I'm starting to think, oh, this is going to sound cuckoo, but I'll bet you it's true. I'm starting to think that not only are we as soul, subatomic particles within the body of God, which is our universe, but maybe our universe is a subatomic subatomic whatever of a bigger universe. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe all the universes are subatomic particles to an even bigger thing that is God. So maybe God, maybe our universe is like the blood cell, and we're the subatomic particles. And all the universes create God. Isn't that crazy? But kind of cool. We might literally be connected to billions and trillions and zillions of others. And we're all pulling each other forward, expanding, growing to become love. What a nice thought. Anyway, I'm going to tell you what is following this video, and you can, like I said, it's only 12 minutes and 49 seconds long. I think the guy's a very good speaker. I think he explains it very nicely. It's not confusing. You know, that was the one part. There's so much scientific talk in some of them that, although they're fascinating, if you're not really into scientific mumbo jumbo, it's not going to be interesting to you very long. This guy, of course, is a scientist, so he does say some things, but he really stays pretty and much on the down low. So and he's doing a speech at the Majestic Theater, probably, I don't know when, how long ago. It doesn't look like it's HD, but it's clear and you can hear it. Anyway, it's called Dr. John Hagelin on the physics of consciousness. So he's going to talk about the physics of consciousness. So if you want to watch that, it will immediately follow this video. If you find this subject to be kind of fascinating and interesting and you never thought of it that way, or you just like me so much, you just can't help but hit that like button, let's do that. But definitely leave some comments too. I'd like to know what you think about quantum physics. Anyway, I'll be back with another video. You know I will. Got lots more to talk about. And I will see you soon. Thanks for listening.